I don't think there was a dry eye in the whole place, but when I took it, I lost it. I mean, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
No.
Again, you will never regret taking a picture. Never. Especially when you lose somebody that is so close, so near and dear.
I know you definitely had some moments where you had a photo when you can look back at that photo and go back to that moment where it was very, you can remember every detail of that day.
Yeah. So I had a bride, and I may cry again just even telling it. And she had a little girl that she lost. And it was very important to her that day to have a photo because she had a picture printed of her, and she was like, I really want a good photo. So I started kind of brainstorming, and I really wanted to give her something memorable. Of course, we gave her one of her looking. Well, something caught my eye, and I thought, reflection. So we had her sit down and just, I'm gonna cry. And we gave her a moment to just be with her little girl. And in that moment, I got her reflection in the picture with her baby, and it is one of the most beautiful moments I think I have ever been a part at a wedding. I don't think there was a dry eye in the whole place, but when I took it, I lost it. I mean, and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
No.
But it was so beautiful, and like it was just like she was sitting there right there with her baby. And I mean, you can't tell me for nothing that her baby had something to do with that. Amazing. It was beautiful. And oh my goodness, like that's one of my most memorable photos that I've taken, because when I look at that, like it just brings me straight back to it. And I mean, it was beautiful, and she was just the sweetest bride.
That what makes it amazing though. Like being a photographer, that's kind of the moments you like live for.
Yes.
Honestly, it's not about making the money. It's like, man, I actually captured that moment, and they will forever have that photo.
That's right.
Forever have it.
Looking back, I've taken pictures of births and stuff like that, and I just get so kind of like, when I'm taking pictures of births, like I've literally just taken a photograph, like the very first photograph of a human, and like of their first breath of life. And like it is so deep, but like and then there's so many moments that you capture, and you don't, sometimes when you capture them you don't realize until later how important they are. Just there's so many times that I'm like, oh, that is so good.
But yeah, it's definitely like when I'm a lot younger, like I'm 22, and so when I first started, I didn't understand that aspect in the sense, like I knew it was important, but like filming those moments, they gonna forever have that video. Like I still have one bride, she was like, do you still have our video uploaded or whatnot? And I have to tell her, yeah, I still have it. And I'd be like, gosh, she watches it to this day. I think that was like last year or whatnot. But it didn't hit me till I got older. Like, man, these are very like important moments of their lives that I'm capturing.
They are. I mean, I lost my mother last year, and I'm so thankful that I take so many pictures. I get on people's nerves because I take so many pictures, but I'm so thankful for that. And this is so cliche. It's so cliche, and I know it is when it's right before it comes out of my mouth. But again, you will never regret taking a picture. Never. Especially when you lose somebody that is so close and so near and dear to you. But you'll always regret not taking it. And those pictures are the only things that you'll have left, and photos are so important. And it sounds so terrible coming from a photographer, because they're like, oh, you just want, and I'm like, no, I want you, I truly and genuinely want you to have these memories, because they are so important. I preach it all the time. I preach it because they are so important. And like, for instance, when I do senior pictures, or really any session, if like a mama or a daddy or anybody that comes with that senior, I always make them take a picture with them. Always. And the moms are always like, no. And I was like, look, and this is what I tell them. It doesn't matter what you look like. It doesn't matter that you don't have any makeup. All that matters is that you are here and you are present with this person. And they appreciate you for being with them. Just take it. I'll put it in black and white. Like, just let me take it. And usually those are some of their favorite pictures. And it was so funny, back on Mother's Day this week. I can't tell you how many of those pictures that I've taken at the end of like senior pictures were posted. I was I told y'all. Because, moms never get to get pictures with their babies. So like, those are important. Photos are important. I mean, and if people are always like, oh, of course you're gonna say that, you're a photographer, but they are. I mean, until you lose somebody, you just don't understand the caliber of just how important they are. But they are. Take the photo. You will never ever regret it.
And I always, growing up, I always struggled with kind of documenting my life. I was the type of person that didn't care for cameras, didn't care for taking pictures. But as time go on, like the city where I'm from, 2020, it was a crazy year. Since then, I think it was like a span of 2 years, we had lost so many people in a small town. Because like this town is so small. Like if I do something in a gas station, my parents are gonna hear about it. That's how small it is. They eventually get to them. But like when those certain people that passed away, it was like, God, I had some of them I had pictures with, and I was same thing. I was like, man, I'm glad I got that picture.
I know.
I'm glad I either took the picture or and some I didn't have nothing with.
That's right.
And I was like, God, I try to thank the people that gave me lessons, and some of the people that passed away, they had gave me lessons. I never did get to say thank you.
Yeah.
It might not have been a big lesson, but I'm a person where like I can learn something from anybody.
That's right.
No matter how small it is. And so like, when I seen, as they was passing away, I make sure like anybody that had any type of impact on me, if they can come around, or I'll try to get them to see the space like that. You was a part of it, because you got me through a little hump I was in, teenagers and stuff like that. But having them pictures from back in high school, and you got to look back like, man, those are the days that made us.
That's right.
And stuff like that is very important. And that's why
they are important.
When I have brides that come to me and like, you take photos? I'm like, I don't. But I'm finna send you somebody. That you can rely on for that. And they be like, you sure? I just want video. I'm like, look, you definitely gonna want photos.
That's right.
Like, it was one bride, I wasn't even upset. Like, I was basically telling like, you better book. If you ain't gonna book me, you better book this person.
Yeah.
And she ended up booking her. I was like, because I was letting her know like, you gonna regret just
That's right.
Not trying to get pictures. Like
if you're gonna spend money on anything on your wedding day, spend money on photos, because those photos are memories that you will have forever. And I mean, really, cut something, but don't cut the photos and videos.
Just get something.
That's all you're gonna have left of your wedding day.
Because like you said, like wedding day is that day. When it ends, it's gone.
That's right. And I mean, you won't have anything else. The cake's gonna be gone. We'll have pictures of the cake. But if you don't have good pictures, then you don't have anything. So photos are important.
For sure.
All the way around, but